You have to defend your Texas home like it's the Old West. And oh, isn't that just what those fucking LARPing fucking cowboy idiots in Texas want, right? All those fucking people that like voted for Ted Cruz, right? Whoever you are, if you voted for Ted Cruz, you're a fucking stupid idiot, right? You're a dumb dummy, right? If you think for 1 second that Ted Cruz is like a man in like the traditional sense, right? Like he can grow a beard and put on a cowboy hat if he wants to, but he's a little fancy boy. He's a little fucking debate club bitch. Just real quick, Ukraine update. Fuck Russia and Ukraine. Fuck them both. I hate this. I hate this. It's stupid. I just saw today that fucking Zelensky just came out and said that any peace negotiations have to be voted on by the Ukrainians in a referendum. And my thing is, motherfucker, how the fuck are you going to get people to vote and count votes in a war that is going on in your country? You want to get your countrymen to vote on a thing while they're in bomb shelters? And then where are they going to take all the votes? Huh? Where are you going to put them all? That's so fucking stupid. Just stop. It's so fucking dumb. I just like, and all the, everyone's fucking rah-rahing this fucking, like, this war. And meanwhile, we're fucking killing Afghanis and Yemenis and Palestinians and fucking Somalis and fucking, like, it's like, this is such a fucking smokescreen. This is the one conflict that the United States doesn't have anything, or it shouldn't have anything to do with. And it's the one thing that everyone's fucking talking about all the time. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's great. Dude, and on our side of things, right? I got yelled at in a fucking forum for saying that something was stupid. And it's like, No, you can't do that. You're not allowed to tell me that everything is stupid. You're stupid. I'm stupid. We're all, that is fucking not an ableist slur. There's so much stupid shit. You can't, oh, you have to use another word like ignorant or ridiculous. And I was like, okay, well, okay, fine. Look, I'm not going to fight about this. Ridiculous works because whatever the fuck I said, ridiculous you could replace stupid with ridiculous and it'd be fine. Right?
They're pretty much synonyms for the most.
Yes, but ridiculous means what it actually means is worthy of ridicule. And what is a word that is used to ridicule? Dumb, stupid. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's like
oh, you got me linguistically there.
Yeah. But it's like. Anyway, the only other piece of news that has made it into my brain since the last time we talked is that there is a Supreme Court nominee who is a black lady who I can't remember her name, but that is getting no press. It's like I saw a couple of things about it. They did a
the first whatever hearing, like the kind of like the boring part of it today.
Yeah.
I think it happened today or yesterday. So they're it'll probably
whatever. I'm like the fucking Kavanaugh hearings and those people that shit was fucking primetime news.
Well, yeah, because it was like there was big allegations. This one will probably be more like the Amy Coney Barrett one,
like a straight party line vote. They better,
they'll ask questions, they'll ask tough questions, and blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, Republicans are not going to vote for her, and like Kamala Harris is going to have to break the tie, the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and they better get that shit done before November, dog, because they're
trying to get it done by Easter.
Okay, good. Thomas was just hospitalized for some reason that sounds bad that I can't remember. He's got cancer or something. And oh my God, what a treat. What an absolute treat. I fucking hate Clarence Thomas. Like, all right, I was thinking about this. And I realized that I talk about hating people a lot. And I talk about hating things a lot. And I want to clarify that that I only hate there's only two things, like there's only two types of people that I really truly hate. The people that have like undue influence over other people, right? Like, so, you know, your Tucker Carlson's, your fucking, like, you know, to a lesser extent, like your Bill Maher's, right? People that, like, where it's like people actually listen to you.
I mean, even Joe Rogan in this.
Joe Rogan, yeah, like, right. It's like, whatever. People that, but to a slightly less extent, Joe Rogan, because a lot of the people that are listening to him know he's a fucking dumbass, right?
Well, yeah. And they know that they aren't going to agree with him on everything.
Yeah, and right.
Versus Tucker Carlson, where everyone is just fucking watching with their eyes like wide open and drool leaking out of their fucking corners of their mouth, like
where people that watch this is what, like, whatever, somebody was like, yeah, you know, like CNN or like MSNBC's just as bad. Fine, right? But people that watch Tucker Carlson repeat the things he says verbatim.
Oh yeah,
right. They use the same words. That's weird, right? Yeah. Like
they always like that question, like, I mean, what I mean, like, what, the Democrats like aren't going to do anything about that, or whatever?
What's going on? What is this?
Like, you're quoting him exactly.
Communism? Like. Okay, so that's the first group of people that I hate. People with undue influence that fucking use it for bad, right? A lot of like TV preachers are in there too, right? Where it's like, fuck you, I hate you, right? But the bigger people that I hate, and Clarence Thomas is, boy, is he one of them, are the people that are too shitty and stupid to have control over my life personally, that have control over my life personally, right? Like, that's the highest tier of people that I hate. What the fuck?
And that's a high tier right there. Supreme Court, you know.
Supreme Court, that's the highest tier. Yeah. I like, it's like, so automatically I hate you if you are anywhere near the Supreme Court just on principle, right? Because how dare you, right? How dare you judge, right? Like even the idea of a judge. Oh, really? Oh, look at this. Oh, a fancy person gets to judge, right? Like, fuck off. No, I don't want it. None of that. But But then there are some of them where it's like, okay, well, that person made a reasonable point. Like I've heard Sonia Sotomayor make a couple of reasonable statements. I've heard Elena Kagan make some reasonable statements. I never heard Ruth Bader Ginsburg say anything ever. Just so we're clear.
Well, she released like, you know, what do they call
dissents,
because, or even I don't think she ever really wrote the majority opinion.
Well, yeah, because that has to be some fucking centrist douchebag, like the fucking guys old guys that are still left, other than Clarence Thomas.
Well, yeah,
right?
There's the one guy is the Chief Justice was it John Roberts? I think he's like kind of the most moderate of all the right.
Yes, ones. And that's insane. That's fucking
he's
crazy.
Like George Bush, like
he's a George W. Bush appointed him, right. And he was a lawyer in the whole Bush v. Gore fucking bullshit. He's like and that anyone that was around during that time should have been shot. Right, like that's treason what they did, yeah. And I know it was right. So like fuck all that, and I don't even. That's the thing. Is it like I'm a person who doesn't believe that treason should exist, right? I don't. What the fuck is treason? Who gives a? I don't care about this country, but like if you're gonna have treason, then you should have hung Sandra Day O'Connor by her neck until she was dead. You know what I'm saying? Like that's and so anyway, so this is just to say that so because of that and because of all of the other Supreme Court decisions that he had anything to fucking deal with, and because he's a sexual predator, and because of for fucking Anita Hill's sake, fucking fuck Clarence Thomas. I hope he dies painfully and I hope he burns in hell. I want that on record. Fuck Clarence Thomas. He's a piece of shit, and I hate him. Breaking news!
From Salon. Pro-Trump group sent armed members door-to-door in Colorado to, quote, intimidate voters, says lawsuit.
They said they were there to intimidate voters? Wow.
No.
Talk about not controlling a message.
The lawsuit alleges that. So, real quick, voting rights groups have filed a lawsuit seeking to stop a pro-Trump group from going door-to-door in Colorado in search of evidence to support voter fraud allegations that have already been debunked and rejected by courts. The lawsuit alleges that U.S. election integrity plan, led by Sean Smith, an ally of former Trump strategist Steve Bannon and MyPillow founder Mike Lindell, is sending armed members door to door in areas with large numbers of voters of color, questioning people about how they voted and taking photographs of their homes. Your reaction?
Oh my God. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Of course, our boy Steve Bannon is involved, as he certainly would be. However, I don't have that much to say about this. This is so stupid.
The lawsuit, which is backed by state chapter of the NAACP, the League of Women Voters, and Mi Familia Vota, alleges that the voter intimidation campaign violates the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871, a post-Civil War law aimed at preventing white vigilantes from terrorizing black people to stop them from voting. So, here we are in 2022, and the KKK Act of 1871 has been evoked. How do you feel about our
that's very old. I am surprised this is still necessary, but how surprised am I really? It seems like it goes with the broader theme of everything being no less or more stupid than it's ever been. It's a shock to me that we can still drive cars and fly planes and do other things that modern humans do. There's a bill that's sailing through Congress. It might have already passed. I don't know. To make daylight savings time permanent.
Yes. So I know a little background on this. The Senate passed it.
Yes,
but it was introduced in the Senate, meaning that the House has to pass it. And the House is not so excited about it.
Good.
I think this is honestly, it's a stupid fucking issue.
Yes.
In the first place. It's Marco Rubio, I think, was the one that fucking introduced it. But
but Ed Markey was talking about it like it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, there was a lot of Democrat support for sure. But it's, if you ask me, it's one of those issues where
that no one asked about.
Right. It's one of those issues that's going to highlight the detachment of senators and people. Like,
yes,
the House representatives tend to be a little bit closer, more finger on the pulse with the people than the senators.
Because there's just more of them.
The senators, anyone who's achieved the level of senator is pretty much a DC swamp by now. They have shed all of their local fucking skins or whatever, and they are now a DC swamp. Whereas the House of Representatives is sort of mixed between DC swamp and like more local politicians who have kind of crossed the bridge into national federal politics, whatever.
Yeah.
So the House is apparently not so into the idea. There's a lot of people who are talking to their constituents and they're like, no, what are you talking about? Changing the time, the way we do time now?
Yeah.
You know, like we got all this changes, the pandemics and all this, and now you want to fucking add, we're changing the time. We're not doing time like we used to do time now. Is that what you're saying? We're going to change time? You change now. Now the politicians in the Congress want to change time in the middle.
Yeah, now they're going to control how we tell time. No, yeah, that's the dumbest way of looking at it. But here's what
But that's how most Americans are going to look at it.
Well,
you have to look at the most dumb angle because that's where most people are going to look at it from.
Well, I interact with a lot of dumb people, and I gotta say, everything I've seen about this, everyone's pretty much got the same. It's like you're either for it because you like the sunshine, and you don't have to wake up early for work, right?
Yeah,
or you have children and or you wake up early for work. Because if daylight savings time is permanent, guess what? Every child is going to school in the dark. They are going to school in the dark.
Right.
That's okay, great. All year long. Good.
Yeah.
Real nice. But it's also like it's also that, you know, everyone that has to be at work at 8 or 9, that means you get ready for work in the pitch ass dark, right? Which means it's harder to get up. It's harder to fucking think. You have, you know, whatever. It's like pitch darkness is not good for waking up. Waking up with the sunrise is how you're supposed to wake up. So unless we're going to change the time that everything else happens, which I don't think we are, right? Then fuck off.